A breaking news out of the UK, where police are looking into events held at number 10 Downing Street during COVID lockdown. So Ian Lee is keeping an eye on this as well as other international stories for us. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Emery. Yeah, it seems like every day there's a new revelation about what was happening there while the rest of us were in lockdown. And now British police say they will investigate the parties held at the Prime Minister's office during that time. And they'll be looking into possible breaches of COVID-19 regulations across the government. Now, several parties with alcohol took place during that time, but Boris Johnson has brushed them off as a, quote, work event. Now let's move on to some other stories we're following. Naval drills held by Iran, China, and Russia happened last Friday. This is the third time the countries have held joint exercises. The latest round was held in the northern part of the Indian Ocean. The drills included various scenarios, including rescuing a ship on fire, storming a hijacked vessel, and shooting at air targets at night. Now, the three countries started conducting joint exercises back in 2019. Iranian state media says their purpose is to strengthen security in the region and expand multilateral cooperation. This is part of Tehran's pursuit of, quote, looking east and to deepen ties with China and Russia. It is also presented as a counter to the American presence in the region. Next, we have a tragic accident at the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Cameroon yesterday. At least 8 people are dead and dozens more injured after a stampede during what's known as the biggest and most popular soccer tournament on the continent. Video showed fans being crushed to death at the gates leading into the stadium. Witnesses described the chaotic scene as thousands of fans tried to surge inside. And because of COVID restrictions, the stadium was only supposed to be 80% full. The Confederation of African Football said that they're going to be investigating the incident. We now have an update to a story we've been following. Soldiers in Burkina Faso declared on state TV yesterday that they deposed the government, closed the borders, and have taken control of the country. President Roch Kabore has also reportedly been arrested, and his whereabouts right now are currently unknown. In the 24 hours leading up to the coup, thousands of protesters took to the streets demanding Kabore's resignation. There is anger over his perceived failure to tackle an Islamist insurgency. Over 1 million people have been displaced in the country, with at least 2,000 killed in that fighting. Finally, we are in Italy, where the first round of voting for the president has failed to deliver a winner. Now, Parliament selects the leader of the country, but the election received an avalanche of blank ballots yesterday amid political paralysis. Party leaders are still struggling to find a candidate who can unite the country and rise above the partisan politics. That person needs to get a 2/3 majority to win. A second round of voting will take place this afternoon, but expectations are low that someone will emerge victorious. Emery, there's a lot of horse trading going on behind the scenes between allies and rivals to find that one person who can secure the supermajority. While the position is largely ceremonial, it's still an important one because the president is seen as someone who can steer the country through chaos and different political crises. But if the vote goes to a fourth round on Thursday, then all that person needs is a simple majority to win.
And then just to add another layer to this, because it's Italy and it's politics, the current prime minister wants to be the president. In fact, he's the leading contender. But then if he wins, well, who's going to be the prime minister? There's layers to this.
A whole other can of worms.
Yeah, totally. Ian, thank you very much.